Hey guys, welcome to another Bob Ross and the Art of Guitar video. In this video, what I'm going to discuss is the derivative approach. I've been asked before about the 5 shapes that I use and how would I apply that besides anything that's diatonic. And I'm going to use a tune, I'm going to use Countdown, to kind of show you where I'm coming from with that, how I use this derivative approach. And hopefully it will shed some light on how I'm seeing the parent scale and the use of target notes or these chord tones in order to get the sounds that I need to convincingly play the changes. So let's jump in and see what we can do. Alright guys, so when it comes to using the derivative approach over Countdown, I'm going to talk through how I exactly do that. And let's take a look. So the chords E minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, D flat 7, G flat major 7, A7 going to D major, or D major 7. So here's what I'm thinking about. I think about the overall bigger picture and what the key areas are when I'm playing over this. So I'm not thinking about all these individual modes. So first I have E minor 7. So knowing where this resolves, I know that this is going to act as a 2 chord. So I'm thinking about the key center of D, right? So what I'm going to do is approach it right here out of shape number 5 in the key of D. And then I'll go, there's that E minor 7. When I go to F7, and then it resolves to B flat major 7, I know that that's acting as a dominant chord going to a 1. So this whole area is now, both those chords are just signifying B flat major to me. So now I'm going to go to shape 7 in the key of B flat. Then I have a D flat 7 going to a G major 7. That indicates to me that we're in a key of G flat. So to go into the key of G flat, I'm going to use shape number 3. And then finally I have the dominant chord A7 going to D major 7. So that tells me it's in the key of D. So I've already done that in the E minor 7 one, right? So I have 3 areas here that I'm working with. Shape 5 in the key of D, shape 7 in the key of B flat, and then shape 3 in the key of G flat major. Alright? Now here's the thing. If I just went through and just started playing, you would have no idea what's going on. It just sounds like I'm just playing notes, just kind of stumbling around, seeing what I can do. So in order to really make the sound of these chords, I have to think about what are the chord tones. Root 3, 5, 7 of an E minor. So I can target. Let's say I just go through and target the roots. Well, when I'm starting here in shape 5 from D, going and playing over an E minor 7, what I can do is actually hone in right on those root notes. When I go to F7 to B flat major, I have F, A, C, and E flat. So I need to focus on hitting one of the chord tones, and we'll stick with the root again. And when I go to B flat major, I have B flat, D, F, and A. And I need to focus in, once again, I'll go with the root. So far, if I have this, that's all I got so far. Then what I can do is target a chord tone, specifically the root note right now, at the top of every measure that's going by, right? Or at the top of each chord. As the chords are switching, I'm going to hit the root notes. Let's do that. Right? So you can hear that I was targeting the roots. Then when I go to D flat 7, right? So now I'm going to go to D flat 7 and G flat major 7. So I have a root note. Here's a D flat. Here's a G flat. Right? So I'm hitting those target notes again. Then when I go to A7, I have an A as the root, and for the D major I have a D. So let's go through and hear what that sounds like when I'm targeting, and I'll put on a metronome. I have the metronome going, and I'm going to focus hitting the root notes and using some notes in between to fill it out, so I can pull from each one of these shapes the notes that are available, but making sure that I focus on hitting that chord tone as each chord is changing. 2, 3, 4. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. So only the roots. That's the only thing that I was going after at the top of when every chord, as each chord was changing, that's what I was focusing on, is the roots of that. Now, you can extend this and start focusing on thirds, fifths, and sevenths. You could also go through and just work on playing through with the chord tones themselves. But as far as like the derivative approach though, I could also, if I have some sort of a harmonic backdrop to this, if I was using chords, a loop pedal or something back behind me, I could also have that as a guide when I practice this to hear what the sounds of all these notes sound like. In general though, if I was thinking about just all the notes available, a good practice also would be this. I'm thinking about the chords as they go by. So let's say I start here on the E just to give a grounding of where we're starting. So I'm in shape 5 in D. And I know by playing the 8th notes I'm going to have 4 notes available to me until I hit the next chord. So I have... Then I switch to the key center B flat by playing the F7, which would be the F7 there. Then the B flat major 7. Then at this point I would be hitting the D flat 7, G flat major 7, now A7, D major 7, right? Then I have the So that's a little exercise that you could do too, is just hitting the root notes on the bottom of this and leading these chords up and back down. And like I said, if you have something in the background to play over this, then you can freely explore moving in and out of these shapes. But by targeting notes of the chord and by having these notes available to me, I don't want to think about individual modes. I just want to think about the notes that I can pull from and the ones that are really going to stand out as being very important. Now this is just a basic way to go through different key centers. So try that. I hope that you find this helpful, and if you're still unsure what am I talking about when it comes to these 5 shapes, check the links down below. I have lessons on musiclessons.com that discusses the 5 shapes and how I see the fretboard, and also some other lessons and courses that you may find interest and could be beneficial. I ask that you please give this a like, subscribe, share this with your friends, anybody you know may be interested in guitar. And also don't forget to check the links below for anything else dealing with the pedals that I use, the amps, you name it. Alright guys, have a great rest of your day and hope to see you soon.